I'm Scroobius Pip, I'm at Bestival and you're watching NME.com. It's a weird one. I'm excited about doing new material, but yeah, I'm genuinely really going to miss playing all those songs, because it's the first time in years I've had kind of that punk element in there and had like circle pits and really loads of crowd surfing and loads of stage diving and just around this, and that's basically what I grew up loving. I grew up into punk and hardcore and all that kind of thing, so it's been great having that, but equally I can't wait to start playing with Dan Le Sac again and getting the energy we get from those crowds, which is a more bouncy, energetic vibe. Dan Le Sac has just had a solo record out and he's about to tour that in October, so once he's finished touring that, then we're going to start knuckling down and working on our third record. So yeah, we never really planned too much on the records. I think it's a really bad thing to have too strict or tight a deadline, or too strict or tight a goal. I mean, one of the reasons me and Dan have always managed to be covered in NME and Mix Mag and literature type magazines is because we've always been hard to put into one genre, and that's because we've never sat down and gone, right, let's make a dubstep record or let's make a dance record. We've always just seen what comes naturally. So yeah, we've got literally no plan at all, but I'm sure it'll work out. Yeah, I did, because Distraction Pieces was the first release on my label, Speech Development. The second release was recently a guy called Giacomo Brown, which has been going down really well, but I wanted, in starting the label, I wanted to try and approach releasing a record in kind of a way that fits the modern atmosphere of releasing records. It's really hard to make any money from records or break even from releasing a record. So one of the things I did is, just before the record came out, I leaked a torrent of the record, but it was all the beats accurately, so as every song was the correct length and things like that, so you wouldn't notice before you download it, but it was just me just chatting over the top of it. For a couple of songs, I recorded it in my living room on the Premier League transfer deadline day, so I was just talking through some of the transfers that are happening and just generally just talking nonsense and giving kind of a DVD extras type thing of talking about who worked on the track and that kind of thing, but more just to kind of say, look, when it's small labels and independent labels, everyone argues that illegal downloading, you make it back on merch, things like that, but the thing it's doing is killing small labels, because small labels don't get the money back from touring or merch, things like that. So I can understand it on the band's point of view, because sure, it brings more fans in, all that kind of thing, but so many great small labels are dying off at the moment, and they're the ones who will find the great new talents and bring the new acts up rather than just the commercially viable acts.